what was the subject of your panel?
We were looking into genuine ROI, so the return that investors in media technology actually can achieve and actually can get from new media technologies. And the debate extended around changes in business model, investment per project, and progressed very much to investment in new media services and how difficult that is. Uncharted territory for some.
So Tom, if I can turn to you, just the first question. I was talking to our audience in the break. What are the kind of things that you consider when planning a good ROI?
It's a good question. I think, to be honest, I think we would say start with ground zero, actually. Start, rather than perhaps the traditional route of saying, I've got some money to spend on technology, or there's a technology to invest in, how might I use it? Rather start from the point of actually saying, why invest anything in new technology? Actually, what is the business paradigm that's making me want to invest in something? What is the business challenge that I'm trying to address? I mean, you can broadly, I think, put it into kind of two categories. There are the more obvious ones, launching a new service, whether it be a new channel or perhaps bringing on a syndication partner or some new business venture where technology is clearly perhaps a key component of achieving that, and therefore it's an obvious part of the business case. More challenging, perhaps, are the other ones where it's more about addressing a challenge that you've currently got in the business or opening up opportunities for new business, but isn't necessarily of itself directly related to some new revenue stream. And actually, in that second area, at ITV over the last few years, we've kind of thought about three areas, really. Risk reduction, operational efficiency, and business agility. And looking at any particular technology, if it isn't answering something positively in one of those three, then I think we would ask the question about why would we invest in it.
Right.
So I start from an annual basis. In fact, we're in budget round now for next year, and we start with a zero budget, and then everything from there on is justified by there being some business rationale for it. Now, sometimes that technology investment is very much a refresh. So the risk reduction, it might be something is at end of life and needs refreshing. But usually, even then, we're trying to get something more out of it than just a direct like-for-like replacement. Can we improve the quality of what we're doing? Can we improve our disaster recovery or resilience? Or can, by investing in that new technology, we also be quicker to add services in future?
And the floor has talked a lot about new business models and disruption. Those are more opaque areas to look into and make a good bet. But how do you work with that?
I think it is more opaque, and sometimes there isn't always an obvious investment return, and I think you have to look at more than just one particular lever and say what are you trying to achieve. Cloud is an interesting example. So we're moving into cloud in a number of places. We're not going wholesale saying, no, right, cloud is great, let's switch off on-prem infrastructure and move to the cloud. Rather, we're saying, actually, where is cloud going to help us with something? So a good example of that might be where agility, for example. So actually, our view is that even when you're using cloud in a well-optimized kind of way, in a pure TCO terms, it can still be more expensive than on-prem infrastructure.
As everyone's still telling us. Yeah,
but if actually it allows me to launch something in 3 months, because actually the infrastructure takes a couple of days to set up, and after that it's just the development that sits on top of that, compared to 3 months to set up the infrastructure.
Yeah, by agility,
actually it's worth having that.
By agility, do you mean flexible bursting of services? What do you mean?
In that instance, I mean simply time to market.
Right.
So if I can do something faster, I can deliver some real value back to the business. The usual experience I've got is that the business comes, I've got this great idea, how long is it going to take? And the answer is it's always going to take too long and cost too much. So if there's something I can do to actually make it cost less or land quicker, then it has a value of itself.